There are skills that make investing in real estate easier. There are skills that help you succeed faster. There are skills that help you move quicker and scale quicker in the real estate journey. Today we're going to be discussing some of those skills. You are welcome to Real Estate with Bimpe. My name is Adebimpe Arinola and I'm here with you discussing everything real estate. Let's go. Now, there's something that is peculiar to real estate investments that you find in lots of other investments. And what is that? It is the fact that this investment, to a large extent, is one in which you have to relate with people constantly. You need to relate with them. You need to converse with them. You need to interact with them because they are the tenants. Do you understand? Your investment that you are going to reap is directly relational to people. Do you understand? So your ability to manage them, to deal with them, enables you get the best out of them. When you are going to be negotiating, people skills help you negotiate, help you get the best out of your negotiations. When you are going to rent out, people skills help you identify the best people, help you resolve issues over time, because if you are doing rentals, issues happen in rentals, maintenance, wear and tear, unforeseen issues, and you're going to be relating with people in resolving these issues. If you are a bad people person, if you don't know how to douse tension, if you don't know how to communicate your message without being rude, if you don't know how to make people see reason with your point of view, you are going to have a major issue dealing with people in real estate transactions. But if you are a people person, you know how to smile, you know how to get them to calm down when they are upset, because these are money issues. Rental, somebody has paid you money for property, so it's a money issue. You know how to calm them down, you know how to make them understand your point of view, and also because of the issues with regulators and all of that, you know how to get them to understand. Sometimes you can even get a tenant to pay upfront for rent they've not used. It's about people management. Even in Nigeria, as hard as it is, we get those things. It's about people management. It's about how you allay their fears. It's about what are the things you offer them, what are the things they see on the table, what confidence do you give them, what's the security that they have to want to engage with you that far. If you're not a people person, it's going to affect your conversations in real estate transactions. It's going to affect your progress, except when you are doing things like crowdfunding, where you are not the one managing it, you are just contributing your funds to the crowd, and then it's being invested, things are being done, and returns are being shared evenly, because somebody is going to be at the other end managing the people. There's always somebody at that end. So except it's structured in a way that you are not the one that is at that end, your own is just to put your money down and then you get your money back. If you are not in that space, then you will have to deal with people. Even as a developer, you are going to deal with people. You are going to deal with your builders, you are going to deal with your architects, you are going to deal with your engineers, you are going to deal with your suppliers, you are going to deal with those who are going to finish your property. So there are so many regulators, there are so many facilities, there are so many functions along the value chain of real estate transactions, and all these things are people. It's different from stocks, where you sit down in front of a computer or on a device, you are monitoring the flow of stocks. This one is human beings. It's different from Bitcoin. This one is human beings. One of the fundamental skills you need to succeed as a real estate investor, even on Onile, some success that I have been able to record with dealing with them is people skills, because I have learned to understand them over years of dealing with them. So I know some things that work and I know some things that don't work. I know how not to start a conversation. There are ways you don't start a conversation with them, even the reasonable ones, otherwise you won't get anything out of it. It's all about people skills, people management, and things like that. You have a transaction, you find out they've sold to somebody else. It's still all about people skills and people management, because sometimes the person on the other side is reasonable. It's not every time the person is unreasonable. I've had transactions like that where Omonile sold 2 plots facing themselves to myself and somebody else, and there was no passage road in between the two of us. He sold everything. It was the end of the road, and he sold equally. So, and the way it was, there's no entrance, because they sold the 2 plots after it, and then they sold this one. So there's no entrance. We had to agree. We had a conversation and we agreed. There was nobody paid anybody anything. We agreed to move our fences back a bit so we could accommodate space for each other. It's about people management. The person was a cordial person, and I also didn't see any big deal to it, because those are the things that make real estate transactions work. So if you are going to succeed as a real estate investor, as a real estate business person, even when you are going to be a real estate agent selling, if you are going to be marketing, I mean, it's all about people. It's all about people. It's all about connecting with people. It's all about negotiating. It's all about managing relationships. It's all about resolving issues with people as those issues arise. Those are the things that make it important that you have people skills in real estate transactions. The second thing you need to have as a skill in real estate transactions is capacity to solve problems. You have a heart that knows that there's no problem that shows up we are not going to solve. That's why I've been in this space about 15 years and going, and I'm still here, because I realize that there's no problem that shows up that we will not solve. Especially in this Nigeria, there's no problem that shows up that we will not solve. There's always a way around it. I may not know the way right now as we are talking, but there's a path that we can use. A client just called me today and said, okay, they were trying to build, regulators were giving them issues. They said they should stop, they should go and look for this, they should go and look for that. I don't know the answers yet, but I told them this and this and this is probably why the regulator is asking for that. Let me go and speak to the regulator. When I speak to the regulator and we discuss different alternatives, I have the conversation in ways that I've known to have it. We will definitely make a headway. I don't know for today what that headway is, but we'll make it because my client simply has to build. My client has to build, and it's not stolen land or anything like that. So you must be a problem solver. As the problem arises, imagine you are building property, people have paid off-site, and you start decking, and you deck the first time, the decking collapses. You deck the second time, the decking collapses. My father had that issue when he was building his house. He decked the first time he went and he came back, the decking was gone. He decked the second time he went, he came back, the decking was gone. His own decking was not collapsing, it was being demolished. They had to resolve the issue. They resolved it somehow. But if you don't have a heart that knows that issues bring resolution, you will faint quickly in real estate transactions. But for those who are given to problem solving, for those who are given to negotiating out of challenges, for those who are given to having conversations anytime and every time, you will always make a headway, because that's what you need. Land is volatile. It's unstable. Since it's unstable, then there must be constant conversations around the instability, around the irregularity, to manage the things you are going to see. Those are the things that make real estate transactions interesting, because you build plot A today, or I bought plot A for somebody today and we are building, and he has a friend who wants to buy, and that one says, oh, help me buy plot B, and I enter plot B. The story for plot B might be different. The story for plot B might be different. That's just the way it is. So I don't go in saying, since I bought plot A this way, plot B2 is going to be that way. That's why I usually tell my clients, you did due diligence for plot A, please do for plot B2. Because I don't know what I'm going to find there. It could be different. And what I find there will determine my approach to the challenge. I bought rental from Lagos State, or I bought shops for people in Lagos State, and federal government has a plot beside it. They're also doing shops. I want to buy. I don't assume I'm going to have the same conversation, even though the developer might be the same. There are no two transactions that are exactly the same. Each transaction poses itself with its own set of peculiar situation, and you resolve it each time. Each transaction comes with its own situation. Not like other forms of investment that the mode of entry might be the same. You buy and you begin to monitor. This one, you monitor even before you buy. What you discover in your monitoring will determine if you will buy at all. That's the peculiarity of real estate transactions. You must not forget that. One other thing that you must have in real estate transactions is that you must be either willing to spend time or be willing to spend money. So I have a young friend, like a sister to me, who recently wanted to get into real estate conversations. I know she doesn't have the money. And even though she has a paid job, her job is not doing too well. So she decided to start this as a side hustle. Did she invest? She invested her time. She invested quality time. She's on the road. She's going to look for, she was supposed to be managing a property. She's on the road and the property had a lot of issues. She's going, she's coming, she's visiting this person, she's talking to that person, she's at the site, she's calling carpenter, she invested her time. She was willing to do the groundwork. And there's groundwork to be done. Since she didn't have some 6 million, she could get good quality land in that area for 6 million. Since she couldn't get 6 million to buy, and she wants to pay bills and have something to use to start up this movement, this journey, she spent her time. There are people who don't have money, who are willing to spend time. There are some skills I'm learning from some people now. They are not coaches, but they have the skills. What am I doing? I'm understudying them. I go and sit down with them, talk to them. I'm going to start volunteering with them. I'm spending my time. So it's either you have the money to pump in, wherein you pump in money to buy, you pump in money to professionals to help you secure what you buy. It's not just buy. You have to secure what you buy in the world of today. If you don't have that kind of money, then you have your arms, your legs, your phone, and an active mind that you can use to get on the road to do these things yourself, that you can use to get into conversations, to ask questions, to learn more. These are the things you must not forget about real estate transactions. Those who make money from real estate, they know that real estate is not buy today, reap tomorrow, or buy today, sell tomorrow, and blow all the money. Real estate doesn't work like that. In fact, sometimes you will buy today and want to sell tomorrow. You will sell for the next 1 year. Or sometimes you will get into some kind of investment pool where your money is invested and the returns doesn't come as is expected. You need to take a chill pill. You need to slow down. If you are not willing to be patient, you can't excel in real estate transactions. As an investor, you need to be patient. Now, this one applies to every form of investment. You need patience to excel, even in business. If you are going to scale that business to 7 figures, 8 figures, you will need to be patient. You will need to give it time to grow. You will need to give yourself time to learn the ropes. You will need to give yourself time so that as the money is coming, you are plowing it back and you are allowing your capital to multiply. There's a multiplier effect. Your money compounds when you give it time to grow. A patient person is somebody that I will any day recommend to go into real estate transactions, because you have something that is fundamental for this thing. You need to be patient. If you are patient, I am sure that given the other skills that we have mentioned here, you will excel, because patience is essential. You need to give it time. Give yourself time. Even if you make a mistake, give yourself time. Don't give up. Give it time. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 7 years. If you listen to the stories of those who have succeeded, it wasn't a 2-year thing and it wasn't a 3-year thing. Real estate is something for the long haul. It's something for the long journey. It's not something for today to tomorrow, because you bought at 500 and you sold at 3 million. Therefore, that 3 million is yours. If I were you, I will put that 3 million somewhere else. That's the fastest way to grow. So you have 500,000 today. You go to the outskirts of town, you buy at 500. And by next year, it has multiplied to 1 million. Or next year, it has multiplied to 1 million. You bring that 1 million closer. You will get something closer. Not necessarily in city center, but you will get something closer. You buy with your 1 million, or you do a deposit, you try and raise a bit more. You buy, you give that one to another 2-3 years. It matures, it multiplies. You want to dispose of that one till you dispose, you get a bit more, you move it closer. That's how come real estate works. Or you can even buy in that outskirts and just leave it there, provided it's secure. You can just leave it there. So patience is one of the essential qualities of a real estate investor. If you are patient, I believe that you will excel in real estate transactions. Also, if you are going to excel in any form of investment, you must be willing to take risk. Investment is synchronous with risk. However, the higher the risk, the higher the returns. The lower the risk, the lower the returns. That's a different conversation. But every investment comes with risk. Hello, waking up every day, does it not come with risk? So why not just take the risk? If you don't take it today and you are still mustering the courage, the day you are ready with the courage, what your money could do yesterday can't do again today. You need to add more money. So your indecision is also a risk. Take a risk. Be willing to take a risk. Those who are not averse to risk are people who will excel well in investments. I'm not asking to take blind risks. I'm not asking you to take senseless risks. There are some risks there are some risks that are senseless. Even me, I will ask you that will send you message. Not that kind of risk. Calculated risk. And even calculated risk sometimes fails. So you leave that error margin there. But even without error margin, you should still go ahead. Your error margin should just be very minimal and not very large, not very wide. If you're not averse to risk, you can go into real estate transactions and you will likely succeed, because you will be bolder in doing some things. And some things that you never thought could turn out well, they will turn out well, and you'll be so glad. You will be so glad you took the risk. But that's not to say that you should go ahead and not do the next one without mitigating your risk. I'm not the one that taught you that one. So those are the 5 essential qualities I believe that if you can muster together, you will excel in real estate transactions from today. Please note that for you to get into real estate transactions, I'm sure you know that you can't do it as a minor. You must be 18 years or over, because if you are under 18, you cannot validly sign a transfer document or sign an ownership document. You don't have legal capacity to do a lot of things yet. Even if somebody wills an estate to you as a minor, it is going to be in trust by somebody else until you are mature, until you hit the age of 18 years. So please know that minors cannot get into real estate transactions, whether as an agent or as an anything, but minors can understudy. You can work for a real estate firm as an intern while in secondary school, be learning a few things, or after secondary school before higher institution. You can follow surveyors to sites. You can follow site engineers to sites. You can work with carpenters that are building. You can work with those who are selling iron rods. You can do a lot of things as an underage person. So when you hit 18, in fact, you hit 18 and you hit it big, they will wonder that where did you show up? You had been incubating from when you were young. You can share this with your young children. You can share this with your young friends. It's what they can get into, but from the age of 18. But they can prepare from their younger years. If you got value from this video, remember to like. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much. I am very, very grateful to everybody who has subscribed. I'm very grateful to everybody who likes and who engages. You don't imagine how grateful I am. Until I see you again in the next video, remember I always say that I hold that real estate transactions remain one of the juiciest forms of investments the world over, especially in Nigeria. Take care.